Hey Habs fans and hockey fans, welcome to the channel. My name's Neil. Thanks for joining me today. For this one, we're talking the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite team, and their recent, very recent, decision to change the center ice design. Montreal's an original six team, much like Detroit, Chicago, Toronto, yada yada yada. These teams don't typically make drastic decisions when it comes to jerseys or logos or designs. It's kind of a rare event, I guess, in the NHL. Now, I guess an opposite example of that would be probably Toronto with the jerseys. They do release quite a bit, but the rest of the teams in the NHL play it pretty safe. The Rangers might be a little bit on that risky side as well, but generally, we're talking Montreal, Detroit, and Chicago. They play it pretty safe. So the fact that Montreal has released a new center ice design here is a little strange. And it's not so much that it's different, it's that it's drastically different. It's quite different than what they usually use. And it has a lot of people upset. I'm not super upset about it, but let's look at the photos and let's see. So I guess the previous or most popular design, we'll look at that first. This is the traditional one. It's the double logo or whatever you want to call it, facing each net. This is what I guess we're used to for the most part throughout the years. I like this. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's very traditional. It's not too busy. It's not fully colored in and distracting. It's a regular center ice. There's not really much to say about this. And then this is what they are coming out with. And I think design-wise, if we're not talking about a center ice and we're just talking about a logo, I think it's very cool. I love the intricacies in there. I love the decisions to, like the little curvatures that kind of go around. Apparently there's 24 of those to represent the 24 Stanley Cups. That's pretty cool. I like the lines coming out. It gives a little bit of perspective and depth. The logo itself even has some depth. It looks like it has some kind of bevel on there. So it's a pretty cool design. However, it is on the center ice and it is very, very saturated because it's red. So it is kind of distracting. I will definitely say that. Vegas has done this, and we're going to talk about Vegas actually here in a couple of minutes. I want to go through their entire history and some decisions that they made. And this is pretty close to that because Vegas does use and has used in the past very filled in circular designs with a lot of color, a lot of intricacies, and the Montreal Canadiens have done this here. So I think that people are not necessarily right to be upset, but I don't think they're wrong. I think this is actually pretty risky for the Montreal Canadiens to do if you look at their past in all of their decisions in terms of logos and jerseys and stuff. This is pretty out there for sure. I don't know how this is going to translate on TV. That's why I'm a little bit iffy. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I really want to see what this is going to look like during a game on TV or maybe in person once the ice is dirty, or not dirty, but used and there's snow everywhere and stuff. Because right now I basically just have a photo of it. It's super clean and there's no, I guess, imperfections might be the best word. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this is a risky move by the Montreal Canadiens, or do you think this is something that shouldn't even be talked about? It is what it is. It's a center ice. Who cares? Who cares about what the center ice looks like? Let me know down below. Let's transition to Vegas. I want to talk a little bit about their center ice design because this has changed every single year since their inception in 2017. And the first photo I'm going to show you is actually a photo that I took, ironically, in 2018. So it was their inaugural year. I was there for the playoffs, that big playoff run. It was amazing. And this is what their center ice looked like. That's pretty regular center ice. You got the logo in the middle, you got some white around it, some text as well. Nothing really to chat about. But the next season they decided to change it. They added a little bit more color, a little bit more design and elements. They had the gold ring that kind of went around it, and it's pretty good as well. You still got that logo in the middle there. And then the next season, 2019-2020, they really kind of upped it a little bit, and they just started to fill in most, not all, but most, and they put that filigree that kind of went around. Very, very nice center ice. Distracting? Yeah, a little bit, but very nice, very simple. Moving on to the next year, 2020-2021, they did some kind of spade pattern in the middle, and it looks okay. It's not bad. You still have the filigree that's in there, but more text. I found this one a little bit more busy. The next year, 2021-2022, this is where things got quite intricate. There's all kinds of repetitive design that's in here. Again, it's nice. It's just quite busy. And then the following year, 2022-2023, they took a step back. They removed the filigree, they removed some of the assets and stuff, and they stuck with mostly color and then just white as the complementary color. A little bit of shading, some stars in there. But yeah, pretty simple. But then they changed it the next year, 2023, 2024. They did a really, really cool job on this one. I really liked this one quite a bit. It was distracting, but it was an absolutely beautiful design for the 2023-2024 season. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. And then the next year is 2024, 2025. This one was pretty cool as well, although distracting because of all the little notches around the circle. But I still think that this is definitely acceptable. And then they just released their new one for next year, apparently. This is it. This is kind of a middle ground between the really, really complicated ones or busy ones and maybe kind of that generic, just gold and white one that we saw a couple of years ago. And I think it's okay. It's not bad. It's definitely gold, that's for sure. Of all of them, if I was going to pick my favorite, it would probably be 2023, 2024, just based on the design. And then in terms of one that I like the most on the center ice, I'd probably have to go back to 2018, 2019, or 2019, 2020. I think both of those were pretty nice in terms of like visuals in the arena, watching on TV, stuff like that. But there's been none that they've really missed the mark. I think they've done a really good job with their branding overall, whether it's jerseys, whether it's the arena, center ice, whatever. They've done a pretty good job. Haven't loved all their jerseys, but amazing branding pretty much throughout all of the years. And it's almost been a decade, which is crazy to say that the Vegas Golden Knights have existed for a decade, but they have. I am getting way too old. I can tell you that right now. So anyways, let me know what you think down below with the Montreal Canadiens and their center ice decision, or their center ice change, and then also the Vegas Golden Knights, their new center ice, and maybe some of the ones in the history. Which one was your favorite? We'd love to know down below in the comment section. If you want to keep up to date on all the news from the NHL in terms of logos, jerseys, uniforms, center ice designs, and some other stuff, we'd love to have you on board. If you're new, hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for your time today. Hope you have a wonderful end to your day, and we'll talk to you very soon on the channel. Adios.